Hi everyone. Today I'll explain to you Hello English Unit 14 and the title of the unit is Digital Media. But before starting the unit, let me ask you a few questions. Do you see the world now as it was 20 years ago? Do you, young people, nowadays spend your free time the same way as your parents used to do when they were at your age? And what are the new activities young people like you do nowadays? How do they communicate and how do you communicate? How many friends do you have? And if these friends, real friends or virtual friends? The answer for all these questions can be found in the reading text, so let's read it together. The title of this article is Young People and Technology. If you had asked young people 20 years ago how they spend their free time, they would probably have said that they watch television and videos, listen to music on cassette players, or spend time with their friends. If you asked the same question today, the answers would be very different. Although we still watch television, there are many more channels than there were in the past, and DVDs have replaced videos. We now listen to CDs, but more of us are downloading music and films from the internet. We can listen to or watch these on computers or mobile phones. Of course, we still spend time with our friends, but more of our conversations with them are by text message or through online social networking sites like Facebook and Twitter. These are becoming more popular as ways of communicating with friends and of making new friends. Some people are spending more time chatting to their virtual friends than to their real friends. There's no doubt that modern technology allows us to communicate with many more people than we could in the past, but there are disadvantages. Researchers have found that some people are losing touch with their real friends and becoming addicted to their mobile phones, to their computers, and to social networking sites. If they cannot use their phones and computers, some people become nervous and irritable. And if more people become addicted to their phones, they will find it hard to make real friends. So this was the reading text, and it suggested that all people used to spend their time watching TV, using video players and cassette players. These are the old things actually me and your parents used to use when we were young. The old TV set, the video player and videotapes, the cassette player and cassette tapes. We used to use them when we were still young. But nowadays, these are the devices you use. You have new sets of television, you have compact discs like DVDs and CDs, you have music downloaded from the internet like SoundCloud or Anghami or many applications like this, and so many different things you, the young generation, can use that we, as the old generation, didn't use at our time. You have the social networking sites. You have Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. We didn't have that at our age or at our time. Let's have a look on the key vocabulary of the unit. We have some new words, or sometimes we need to know them with definitions. We have the word exclude. It is a verb that means to stop someone going to a place or taking part in something. Like, for example, if you don't behave well, you will be excluded, or we will exclude you from our company. That means you will be away from us. More or less, that means about or approximately. Rule, it's an instruction that says what you can do and what you can do. Cassette player, it's a machine that plays music on a cassette. And chat, it's to talk in a friendly way, like with your friends, for example. Disadvantages, they are the bad points about something. Stick to, when you stick to something, you don't change what you are doing or what you have decided to do. Type, it's a verb that means write using a keyboard. Unpleasant, unpleasant. It describes something that causes unhappiness or discomfort. Download, that is, moving data from one computer to another via the internet. Video, a tape of a film or a television program. DVD, it's a short form for digital video disc that can store enough information or to play a film. So, here in this lesson and in this unit, we are introducing some abbreviations that we use every day without knowing the real meaning of them. For example, we use BCE. BCE. It is before common era. Before common era. That means قبل العصر المسيحي أو قبل ميلاد المسيح. CD. We all use the word CD, but it means compact disc. Compact disc. قرص مضغوط. DVD. DVD. It is digital video disc or digital versatile disc. It has two meanings. It means اسطوانة مدمجة. ID. Identification card. بطاقة هوية شخصية أو بطاقة شخصية. IT. Information Technology اللي هي تكنولوجيا المعلومات. PC. Personal Computer. This is الكمبيوتر الشخصي أو الحاسوب الشخصي. www. It's World Wide Web. الشبكة الدولية. Now the listening part. You know that there are always a listening track or a listening script in your unit. So instead of having that listening, I'll read it to you, and there will be a few questions to answer after that listening. So please pay attention. Here is a conversation between two friends, Taha and Ahmed. They are asking each other some questions and they are chatting together. What is the subject or the topic of the chat? They are talking about the groups of chatting and how can you join a chatting group and what are the rules to be followed when you chat with some people that you don't really know well. Hi Ahmed, could I ask you advice about something? Ahmed answers, sure, how can I help? Taha, well, I've just joined an online discussion group and I'm not sure what the rules are. Ahmed, what is the subject of the group? Taha, birds. Ahmed, actually it doesn't really matter what the subject is. If you join any discussion group, the rules are more or less the same. Probably the most important rule is that you must always be polite. You can disagree with other people, but you mustn't be rude or unpleasant to them. Taha, that's the same as when you're actually with people. If I was with people I don't know very well, I'd never be rude to them. Ahmed, yes, of course. Another rule is that you shouldn't try to advertise or sell things to members of the group. Taha, that's okay. I've got nothing to sell. If I contact the group, I'll only tell people about birds that I've seen or ask them questions about birds. Ahmed, what else? Remember to type carefully and don't write long messages. What language does the group use? Taha, it's an international group, so we use English. Ahmed, another thing to remember is that your messages are public, which means that anyone can read them, your family, your friends, even your teacher. Taha, oh yes, I hadn't thought about that. Ahmed, yes, you must be careful not to make anyone upset. And another thing, you should always stick to the subject. Taha, that's okay, I only want to write about birds. Ahmed, there's probably a help page where you can ask other members questions if you aren't sure about anything. And if you write anything that you shouldn't, the owner of the group may email you to remind you about the rules. Taha, I didn't realize that discussion groups had owners. Ahmed, most of them do. It can be quite an important job if it is a busy group and there are a lot of members. Sometimes they exclude people from the group if they break the rules. Ahmed, I'm sure that I won't break any rules. But anyway, thanks a lot. That's really helpful advice. Taha, that's okay. If I had known that you were joining the discussion group, I'd have joined too. I love birds.